Rob Tebbutt here for Boxing News, joined by Eddie Hearn in the immediate aftermath of Dalton Smith's 7th round stoppage win over Smith-Maxwell. Eddie, that was some finish.
Yeah, it was. And, I said to him in the ring, it makes our job a lot easier. Because coming off, how critical people are after one bad performance. You've seen it a bit with Regis Prograve and with Edgar last week. You get all the hype, you get the money, you get the platform. It's really on you to go and perform. And against Billy Allington, he just didn't really perform. I think he was undermotivated. All of a sudden, he's in with a good fighter like Smith-Maxwell, but a knockout like that changes everything. All of a sudden, people at home, it's going viral, and that's how to make a statement from Dalton Smith. It was a big night for him.
Obviously, the cuts are not ideal. It seemed to kind of spark the fight into life a little bit, though, didn't it?
It did. It was, a bit cagey early on, and then obviously Dalton probably felt like I need to make sure that I get this fight over with. I don't want to go to the scorecards, and it opened up the fight. He got hit a lot, and Maxwell's a big puncher. You could see that in there, and all of a sudden, Maxwell started to look a bit more confident in the fight, and it opened up nicely, and they kept trading with the right hands, and I felt like that kind of finish might come, and it was great to see it, and obviously glad Sam's okay.
140 pounds, a little bit more wide open than it's been in recent years, kind of the post-Josh Taylor era at 140. How far do you think Dalton is from kind of fringe world level, as it were?
We've got such a great roster at 140. Obviously you've got Regis Prograis and Jack Catterall, but then you've got Montana Love, Richardson Hitchens, Liam Paro, Steve Spark, Reshat Mati, you've got Gabriel Valenzuela, you've got Dalton Smith. We've got so many fights to make. He does want to try and win the European title as well, after winning the British and Commonwealth. But we'll see what's next, but a massive, massive night for him. And I believe he's a world-class fighter, and there's going to be big nights in this arena.
Quick run through for the rest of the card. First and foremost, Pat McCormack, very impressive performance from him. Kind of looked as though he could have got rid of Tony Dixon whenever he wanted to, but the 4th round, another great stoppage with the right hand.
Everybody knows how good Pat McCormack is, but we need to see it. And again, I went into his change room. I said, mate, you've got to go and produce tonight, because I can't be banging the drum if you don't go through and knock these guys out and beat them up. And it was a bit like Hopi, Hopi got there eventually, but I said to him, you've got to have more confidence. You could be breezing through guys like that, and as soon as you started letting your hands go, it was just too much for him, and you stopped him. And I know you stopped him quicker than Dennis McCann did and people like that, but just believe in yourself. Go and show people how good you are, because these kids are very good. Junaid Boston, who's let's say a baby, but he's 21. A very strong Ryan Amos. It was a difficult fight for him, but I liked him getting the rounds, and I really enjoyed the opener, the English lightweight title. I think fights like that are good ways to start the card. I love Beatrice Ferreira. I think she's fantastic. That was a world level fight in there tonight, and she's a right handful. Nico Lever's in a great fight against another undefeated kid, and Corey O'Regan. I thought it was a really good card, and a lot of young talent on show.
Quick AOB, I saw Leigh Wood milling about, as I did earlier on this week. Where are we with regards to an announcement on his fight?
Yeah, so Frank was with Josh Warrington today, and I was with Ben and Lee, and we're trying to get a deal done. Venues are a problem for October. We may come back here, actually. It's in the middle of everybody. City Ground's not an option, but we want to make that fight. We do have the Kolmatov issue to resolve as well. We're hopeful we can reach a deal, but work to do this week and work to do across the schedule to try and make sure, as we've said before, that August against December, we'd love to announce that slate. We know there's going to be more to come when we announce it this early, but we'd love to give you a rundown of the plans that we've got.
6 weeks out from August the 12th, what can you tell me about Anthony Joshua?
Well, I can tell you we still want to fight. We've been setting deadlines, extending deadlines to try and get things done. We wanted to announce tonight. It's very likely a Monday, Tuesday could be an announcement. I still don't think it will be Dillian Whyte. We've removed what I thought were the issues from the agreement, namely the rematch clause, which he was very outspoken about. But we still haven't got that over the line. There's a couple of other guys that are ready to sign. Obviously, with our meetings with Saudi on Friday, Thursday, whatever it was, we're in a great place with them. We virtually have a deal agreed in principle, subject to a few other final discussions on stuff. They're staying. We're seeing them again on Monday. I think we're in a good place, but we want to fight on August the 12th, and it's important to his development and his momentum that he does, and that's still the plan.
Just on that fight with Deontay Wilder in Saudi in December, we've seen him talking about Andy Ruiz and a potential bout there. Do you expect that fight to happen?
Definitely not.
Why?
I don't think they're going to get the money together. I just can't see that fight happening.
Saw Alex Krasiuk, and of course I've seen Frank Warren and Tyson Fury talk about potentially fighting in January or February or not fighting in December. Does Joshua Wilder kind of go on regardless of anything that happens with Fury?
Yeah, sure, there is a chance he could land early Jan. But that fight is, we understand Tyson Fury is going to fight Ngannou in an exhibition, so that rules out the Usyk fight. But our fight happens regardless. Usyk will still fight on the card, by all accounts. Looks like Filip Hrgović probably, as he's the mandatory. But it doesn't affect our fight at all.
So Usyk versus Filip Hrgović in December, potentially?
I mean, if he doesn't fight an undisputed fight, that's the fight that he will have to fight, given the rulings from the governing body.
And final one from me. Yesterday, very surprising announcement with Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo, not Jermell Charlo. Just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, sometimes, and people are right, those announcements, we've done a few of them. I think Eubank Ben was one of them. Very rarely do you get to announce something that no one really has a clue what's happening or it's coming. And they're sometimes the most powerful announcements. By all accounts, it wasn't the plan. They were going to fight the brother, but he wasn't ready. And Jermell stepped up, and it's a good fight. Obviously he's a massive disadvantage coming up against a big, strong super middleweight, but he's a very good fighter. So good luck to both. Obviously, we'll be cheering for Mr. Canelo.
Eddie Hearn, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for speaking to Boxing News.
Cheers, mate.
Nice one.